Hey, thank you all for showing up. Our first episode is everybody's favorite, homemade mac and cheese. And this is my little recipe of it. And I hope you guys enjoy it. So we're going to start off with the ingredients. You're going to need your elbow macaroni. You're going to need a pound of sharp cheddar, a pound of shredded mozzarella. I just shredded up some gouda cheese. We throw that in there as well. I use sea salt. We have ground mustard, Cajun seasoning, and we also have nutmeg. Okay, and we're going to throw that all together. You're going to want to need to get you a half gallon of heavy cream as well. It's in the refrigerator. When it's time to add it, I'll add it. And you're going to need 4 eggs. So let's begin. So we've already started boiling our water, and as I said, we went ahead and shredded our own gouda here. Let me move that out of the way so we don't get in any trouble for that. And we've got our noodles. With our noodles, what we want to do is we're only going to boil them. We're going to let our water come to a nice boil. We're going to boil our noodles for about 3 to 5 minutes. We don't want them all the way done. We'll take them out. We'll rinse them off in cold water. That'll stop that process of getting them done. And we're going to add them into our pan, and then we're going to add all of our ingredients, and we're going to bake it. So I probably need to go ahead and get my oven started and preheated for 375. Okay, so now let's just start getting all of our cheeses together. Listen, it's a sin to allow scrapes of gouda to just not be used. Alright, so we got our gouda in there. We're adding our shredded mozzarella. And we're adding our cheddar. It's sharp cheddar. And I'm not very good at shredding things, so I like to mix it up before I begin. Alright, next, what I need a half tablespoon of my ground mustard. So we put in our half teaspoon of ground mustard. We're going to put in a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. Alright, and then what I do is a little extra for the homies, you know what I mean? So then we like to add our salt. And I'm kind of a little bit particular about the products I use to a degree. I like the Celtic sea salt. I use it all the time. And lastly, some Cajun seasoning. Our Cajun seasoning, we would like to use roughly 2 and a half tablespoons of it as well. Now, we've got the basis here of what we need. We just need to add our farm fresh eggs and our heavy cream. So our heavy cream, roughly 4 cups. And again, it doesn't matter the brand per se. We're kind of particular here. We make sure that, or try to ensure, but every day it's changing, that we're not using genetically modified or bioengineered products. You know, I care about the health of my children, and if you hear any scurrying in the background, that happens to be my two bullies that are arguing over who's going to get the most attention, apparently. So Remy and Colt are two bullies. They demand a tax for us to cook, and so we always have to give them a treat to kind of coax them into being somewhat good. Okay, and lastly, our farm fresh eggs. Brown happens to come from a Moran that we have. I tend to like their eggs. There's nothing better than a good farm fresh egg. But being on the farm, it becomes you know, it's not like going to the grocery store where they wash them, bleach them, and it opens up the pores, and these things, they tend to go bad really quick. So ours just comes straight from the coop, and we can use them. We do rinse them off just a light, but that's about it. Alright, so there we go. Real quick, let me wash my hands. Alright, and what we're going to do now is we're going to mix this. But just before that, our water that is boiling, I'm going to go ahead and add my noodles, roughly for 3 to 5 minutes. Which is probably about how long it's going to take me to get this all mixed up good. Yeah, doesn't look the best, I know, but it's going to taste great. And you know, with it being winter, time to get some weight stuck to them bones. Yeah. Cold and all, you want to put on that winter weight. It's a little bit of thermal barrier against the chill. Alright, so now we get this good mixed. Now, I'll be honest with y'all. So behind the camera is my daughter. She's helping out this little family project that she kind of talking me into. And in the beginning, it's going to be a little slow, I'm sure. I'm not used to cameras. I don't like them. I'm a much better person in person, talking and dealing with. Something about a camera gets me stuttering and activates things. So I'm trying, and she'll probably edit all this shit out later, but that's okay. Getting this real good here. Alright, go ahead and... Alright, so now we got that looking pretty decent. Now let's check our noodles. I need a spoon for that. Alright, so while our oven is preheating to 375, we've got our mix done, and we got our noodles. That needs about 2 more minutes. After that, what we're going to do, we're going to drain the noodles. We're going to flash them with cold water to try and get that process to stop of them continuing to cook through. And then we're going to put them in our dish. We're going to mix everything up. We're going to stick it in the oven. When we put it in the oven, we're going to put it in for about an hour. Some, depending on if you got a little heavy there with the hand, probably an hour and 10 minutes or so. But, you know, give or take a few minutes. It just all depends on if you're winging it or if you're truly measuring. And then from there, it'll be ready to eat. Now, it seems like a lot to do for mac and cheese. It's great for holidays, but more importantly, if you truly care about, you know, if you care about what you consume, or if you're like me, a single dad, which you should care about what your children eat. It's easy. It is so easy to go to a drive-thru and get a few dollars, spend $15, $20 and get you a whole meal for the family. But what you're eating is not nutritious. It's not even, it sits in your gut and it just fills you, but your body is starving while your stomach is full. So that's another reason why that we're trying to do this and show different ways of different recipes to cook so that you can be a lot more healthier. Again, we use farm fresh eggs. We do have to, I don't make my own heavy cream, so we do buy it. Our herbs, certain herbs we make. We grow them, we cut them, you know, lemon balm, basil, what else is there? There's thyme, rosemary. You know, we grow those things, we clip them, we keep them back. Stuff like this, grabbing mustard, no, I'm sorry, man, I'm going to have to go buy that. But other than that, our oven just went off and let me know that it's now at its correct temperature of 3. Alright, guys, we're just about there. We're going to give it 1 more minute, and then we're going to drain the water, and we're going to flash it with some cold water and get it the process to stop. So I'm going to take an intermission break to drink me a Dr. Pepper, and then we'll continue back here in a second. Okay, so we're there. I'm going to drain our water. Now, listen, you single dads out there, most of you are probably in the trades. Some mechanics, some, you know, some sort of engineer. I don't know. Myself, I was an engineer in the United States Army, and then the National Guard, and then, yeah. But anyway, being an engineer, I always got made fun of a little bit on how I drain my water. I always put, whatever the hell this thing's called.
Strainer.
Yeah, I guess strainer in this jewel, and drain the water out. Why? Because if you think about it, it's like a sieve. So to get the particles out, you know, in their right sizes, you put all your sieves in, you shake, and you put your aggregate through, and then you have, you know, your little dust particles all the way down to size 1 rocks, and, you know, catches it. So it just made sense. When it comes to cooking, I realized if I started using some of my engineering knowledge, what would happen is I could relate to it better and I could remember more, and it was becoming more and more easy for me to assimilate to being able to cook. So what we're doing now at this moment is putting our noodles in our bowl. Alright. And now we're putting all of our mix in. Alright. Let's get it pretty good there. Alright. The worst part of cooking, obviously, is the cleanup after. But I had kids. And, you know, if they wanted allowance or if there was something that they wanted, hey, I know a quick way for you to earn it. I would have them do chores to earn their little things. Nothing wrong with that. It shows them responsibility. Now, my kids aren't so little anymore. Obviously, the youngest teenager, she's 17. She'll be graduating here shortly. The oldest biological son is home from the Army. He done his enlistment. And then I have a stepson from a prior marriage that is 26, and he's doing pretty well. He's site supervisor, and all of us love to cook. Now, you're going to relate to this in part of, you got one kid who hardly eats anything, is very picky. Yeah, she's behind the camera, by the way. We got one that he's like Mikey. He'll eat anything. I mean, to him, food's a luxury. It's not a necessity. So he'll only eat. He'll eat only to stay alive. That's it. It doesn't have to taste good. It just needs to be able to fuel him to keep doing whatever it is he's doing. And then we have another that is a connoisseur of everything, whether it be cheese or he makes goo taste great. And I'm just a old hillbilly self-taught cook. So let's put this jewel in. We're going to put it on for about 60 minutes, and when we bring it out, and of course there's going to be a time lapse there that we're going to cut you guys off, probably do some other project, and then when we come back, you guys will be able to find this. So we see you then. Putting it in the oven now. Alright, so our mac and cheese is done, and now we just got to pull it out of the oven. And hang on one second, let me get some mitts and all that cool stuff, and we'll take a good look and see how she looks. Oh yeah, that's pretty impressive, Tyler.
Oh.
How's it smell?
Oh, you can even hear it.
So let's let this cool down a little bit, and then we'll crack into it. As you can see, we just got it out. She's done. It's cheesy. By all means, it's cheesy. It's filling, and this is our baked mac and cheese. So we'll give this some time to cool down, and then we'll crack into it, and we'll show you what the end results are. Okay, so we've let our baked macaroni and cheese sit. It's finally cooled down enough. Now let's see how she turned out. So we get that. Oh, it smells really good. Oh, it's cheesy. here we go. Oh, I forgot to go around the sides with it. There we go. So, I'm having all kinds of difficulties, as you can see.
But that's fine, you know it's good.
And here we go. There it is. See the steam still coming off. It smells wonderful. I know how much the kids love this. And for those of you out there, take this recipe, make it your own. And all I asked is give it a really cool name when you claim it as yours. All in all, this concludes this recipe. For me, this is yet another memory. And I'll say it one or two more times, but this is about making memories. So if you have a significant other, if you have children, have them in here, have them cook them with you, have them helping out. Make those memories. We'll see you again.